Hey guys, my name is Aaron Baker. I live in Wichita, Kansas, and I am a ramp agent for United Airlines. A buddy of mine actually talked me into applying for the job, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Just being able to travel the world and experience new things is something that most people don't get the opportunity to do. The job itself, it's actually pretty fun. I enjoy being around the planes, being able to see the ins and outs of them, making new friends amongst my coworkers who also enjoy a lot of the same things I do when it comes to traveling and exploring the world. So, a couple tips that I have for other airline employees while traveling is to travel light. Any trip that I've ever been on, I've only taken my backpack and a carry-on bag. If it doesn't fit in there, then I don't need it. And tip number two is to let loose. Enjoy yourself and do things that you wouldn't normally do. Your trip will be so much more enjoyable and memorable if you do things that are out of your comfort zone. If you really go above and beyond what you're used to. Because honestly, later down the road, when your grandkids are sitting on your lap, are you going to tell them stories about things that you didn't do? So one of the craziest stories that I have personally throughout my travels is last summer I was able to meet my grandmother. So backing up a little bit, my mom was adopted from Germany when she was an infant and was brought here to America. So my biological grandmother lives in Germany. So last summer I had spoken with my mom about it, about going over there and meeting her. All I had was two letters that my mom and her mom had exchanged in 1997. And there was an address on that letter in Freising, Germany, and that's where I went. So I took a bus from Munich to Freising, Germany, which was only maybe 20-25 minutes. Found that address and knocked on the door, and lo and behold, my grandmother answered the door. It was difficult because she didn't speak English and I don't speak any German, so the communication gap was very evident. But I did have those letters. I had the letters and pictures that they had exchanged in 1997, and I showed those to her, and she realized who I was, and it was more so just an emotional connection because we couldn't really speak to each other. But I was able to write a letter to her in German using Google Translator, and I just explained to her who I am, what I was doing in Europe, and how I was only there for a day, and I just wanted to meet her. And yeah, so that was pretty memorable for me, being able to meet my biological grandmother. I'm the only one in my family who's ever met her. So moving on from that, my most favorite trip that I've been on would probably be Australia. I went to Melbourne, Australia, and it was a blast. The city itself was beautiful. The weather was perfect when I was over there. I was able to meet a lot of people. I made a lot of friends while I was over there. I was able to play basketball with some of the locals, which is just another way, for people to connect with each other. But my most favorite thing about that trip was a friend that I had made while I was there took me to a park where we could feed possums. I don't know about where you guys live, but here in Kansas, possums are not friendly creatures. They're not something that you just go up to like a dog or a cat. But these possums are my new favorite animal in the world. They're called brush-tailed possums, and at the park they're very friendly and used to humans feeding them and interacting with them on a daily basis. It was amazing. I love animals. I love being able to interact with wildlife, to a certain extent, and just get out in nature and explore and see the world And that's one of the things that you can do with this job is if you see something online that looks really cool or, you know, a beautiful location, plan it, take a trip, go there. And that's something that I'm excited about working with ID90 Travel, is to share those experiences with more people out there in the world. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad to be part of the ID90 Travel team. So let's do it. Let's go see the world.